push me off.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a great way to start.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first official board meeting. I guess we'll go with that because, yeah. So, what's going on, everybody?
Paperwork. I don't recall this being referred to as a board meeting.
It is now.
Shit.
Hopefully, you dressed in the proper attire today.
I didn't know I was
not
supposed to
wearing
wear pants for this.
so no.
Oh well, no, you're good, Sean. I don't care if you don't wear pants. I'm fine with that.
All right, cool.
Oh, but anyway, yeah. So thank you to those who are here. Just so everybody knows, I am new to this, so bear with me. Miss, how are you? Is she still here? I don't know if Miss is still here. I see her. She's the second comment. Oh, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Keck 44. Let's talk a little bit. We'll let people kind of roll in here, I guess.
Yeah.
So guys, as you can see, we have the legendary Mary Mayhem in my first official panel stream.
Stop that.
Stop that now. She's threatened us with violence, guys, just so you know.
I threatened them with worse. I threatened them with weirdness.
Somehow, put it this way, guys, mac and cheese is involved, and I just don't know if I'm comfortable with that. So yeah, let's talk about how bad Mary Mayhem is.
I have to say though, in all honesty, I'm risking Mary stirring a pot of macaroni and cheese. Mary, she's really been the driving force behind a lot of us. She's pulled a lot of us in individually. Sending out DMs like, "Hey, you sound like you would be a good fit for such and such group. Are you interested? This is what we're about." Because that's exactly what she did with me and Chris. And, it's introduced us to a lot of great people, opened a lot of doors, and Mary is...
she is to blame for you and Chris.
Yes, yeah. But, I mean, she is a treasure of the YouTube world.
Agreed. It's funny because Mary reminds me of YouTube should hire her to go out and find content creators.
Yes.
Like she sees personality. I remember after I had the video on J Stream Drunk 3PO, after he put my video up, Mary, you were the first person from the Fandom Menace to reach out to me. And I was blown away. I was like, did Mary Mayhem just seriously message me? And asked me to join, everybody over in the chat, KOTOR. And yeah, life has been really awesome since then. I did YouTube for like a year, I think it was November 18th, was a year since my first video. And I before I had that video show up on Drunks, I think it was at 53 or 54 subs, and I was having a blast. I mean, even at 20 subs, it was cool. And then that day, it blew up. And a lot of great compliments from the community. And then again, Mary just hit me up and she's like, "Hey, this is what we're doing. Here's the rules. This is what we do. Be a part of it." And I said, "Okay." And ever since then, man, I have fallen in love with YouTube even more than the last year. And it's just been a super blast. So Mary, thank you so much for reaching out to me.
It's not about me. I'm trying to be cool, guys.
I know it's not about you. Here's the thing, and I tell Jay this all the time. I'm like, dude, I understand it's not about you, but we rally around a central point here. Yes, it's not about you, but you are the one that has brought people into the fold and allowed them to grow, and in turn, you grow as well. I mean, it is a cycle. And
Mary is skyrocketed. Her channel is doing gangbusters, man. It's crazy how well she's doing.
And I
rightfully so.
Part of that, just like with Drugs channel, the huge part of it is people see you giving back, and allowing and helping other people be successful. They want to be a part of that. They want to see that, and then great content on top of it. It's a win-win for everybody.
There are so many or so few bigger YouTubers that once they reach a certain point, they don't feel like they have time or desire to help the little people, and that's one thing that Mary, as she continues to go, she's going to eclipse a lot of these big YouTubers that don't have time for the smaller people, and I don't think Mary will ever change. She'll continue to help the smaller channels grow and stuff, and that's what makes her so unique. She's a compassionate, caring person, and she wants everyone to succeed.
Yeah, but she never compromises who she is, and I think that's extremely important. People are drawn to that, Mary. So
what pressure, guys.
Well, no, look, here's the again. Okay, so you inspire people. So yes, it's not about you, but again, there has to be that central point that people draw the inspiration from, and you're a huge part of that. So I don't care what you say. You don't have to like all these nice things people are saying about you, Mary, but it's true. So whether you want them to say it or not, even if they don't say it, it is a reality in fact.
And Mary, we will stop this topic altogether. You just show us you straightening your hair.
See, now you put me between a rock and a hard.
Give us head, Mary.
I'm not showing anyone what it looks like when I straighten my hair.
Mary, let it be known that this was not my idea.
Yeah, and with that in mind, look, I appreciate every one of you, because this is such a cycle of reciprocity, right? Like it's not just you guys who benefit from this stuff. I benefited as well, not just in terms of the measure of I suppose people that are there to support or whatever, but that there's an affection, a very sincere affection that I hold for all of you. There was a hole in my life before I came to be a part of this community, and an ache, a very deep ache in me to feel as though I belonged somewhere and into something. And you guys get me up in the morning and you keep me going throughout the day. And so it's more than just community. It is very much family to me. You guys are the family that, as Honstar puts it, the family that I choose. And I appreciate you all so much, because it's just something that happens to you when you do for others, that it does for your own soul, And so I would encourage anybody out there to do the same, right? That if you're hurting in your own heart, to do for others, and you will find that hole filled. And so that's something I think that we need a little bit more of. And maybe you could call it Christmas all year if you like, but it's that reciprocity of not just helping others, but in turn your own soul, when you do what you can to be there for people.
Well said. And also, to your point, Mary, when you find a group of like-minded people, there's just so much fun. I mean, when like you can mix, like just roll the dice, and whoever gets on the screen together, in the Fandom Menace and inside KOTOR. It's just fun. It's like you're hanging out with friends that you've known forever almost. There's just that.
Real quick to that point, like it wasn't that same day that Mary hit me up was like, this is what we got going on, be a part of it. It was like I had been friends with everybody for the entire year of YouTube. You know what I mean? It was literally like that. That is the love that I get. And I see Miss Sarcastic Nerd's comment here. Let me bring that up. Show. Hey, look at that. That's the first time I did that, other than Thomas's thing. But anyway, we're live. So stop making your celebration about others. 100 is an important milestone. I agree with you. But
she's right.
Yes, she is. But I'm not there without you guys. So I am going to make it about you guys. I mean, Kitty, my literal first stream was with Kitty and Ian Slater. And it was like some late at night, and I was up late. I had to get up to work early, but I didn't care, because like it was just fun. And it really got the ball rolling. So yes, I understand it is my celebration, but I'm not there without you guys, and I want to make that very, very known.
Well, and to all of who will celebrate our milestones, you know, and many, and you're so close to 200. I hope that we continue to do that. I hope that we continue to celebrate these milestones and celebrate each other and celebrate our community, because it holds us together as a unit, right? It holds, even if we disagree at times, and certainly we do at points, but it reminds us of the value that we bring to each other's lives. And so I'm here to celebrate. Or you've been over on my channel about what, 2-3 times now?
Twice, maybe 3. Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure. Something like that.
You know, I hit you up again because you brought so much to the table. You have a very lively spirit about you. You're so much fun, and you engage. Your voice is very appealing. Everything about you is very appealing.
Thank you.
So you're someone who I enjoy having on, and I will hit you up again. In fact, likely here within the next couple of weeks, like what you do, just because you bring something to the table. And I think highlighting you as a content creator is something that is not only, you know, beneficial for, you know, the community as a whole, but you make me look good. So yeah, you'll be back because you're awesome, Sauce.
Well, and I really appreciate that. And it means the world to me, because like as a person growing up, not thinking that like I was or am that person. It's in the last few years of my adult life, I've kind of realized some things. And I think the older you get, you start to realize your value as a person or an individual and like your true self. I'm a really strange person. Like I dance all day at work. I sing songs. I make up lyrics as I sing these songs. I do these, you know, I'm just out there. But I've finally in my life, I used to hate that, but I've come to the reality that if I am not that person, then I'm not being true to myself. And I'm not living the best me, I guess you could say. And I've sorely wanted to do that. And I think finding this group of people has, again, it's a love for YouTube, but it's a different type of love at this point, because at this point, yeah, subs are cool, but I found this cool community that any time of the day that I'm feeling blue, or anytime that I'm down, or anytime that I'm like, I'm like upset with work. And there was some stuff that happened with my work a handful of months ago that like really kind of threw me into this depression. And there was some time that I didn't do videos consistently. And I didn't like myself at that point in time. And I was better going into this whole, joining the Fandom Menace or being a part of this. But when I found you guys, it was like this, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, I woke up to, people being themselves. I'd seen these beautiful people who are saying these nice things about me, and, you know, you guys don't know me. So it has to be genuine, right? Like, why would you say something nice about somebody if you didn't truly feel that way?
Sure.
Yeah, it's just been I don't really have words for it. It's amazing. And anybody that wants to, you know, talk shit about the Fandom Menace, like, they say what you got to say, man. I'm here. I'm living it. I experience it. And nobody's got a gun to my head. Nobody's telling me to say these things. This is all legit. Nothing but love in this group. And that's how I want to live my life. So I found a group of people that I can surround myself with that push me to be that better person, and to look at things differently, you know, and that's something that I know that I've needed in my life. And so it goes above and beyond that creating in YouTube. It is true friendships. It is true camaraderie. It is true fun. And I think an interesting point here is, I can say something and then nobody respond to it, and nobody gets upset, or somebody can say something to somebody and nobody gets upset. Like, the communication is all over the place, but nobody seems to get upset. It's like true friendship. Like, oh, hey man, sorry I couldn't make it to the stream. No big deal, dude. It's all good. You know, it's all good. Everybody's like cool with each other in that sense.
Exactly.
Hopefully I'm making sense.
Hey, or you got somebody really cool in your chat hanging out.
Who's that?
I don't know if you know.
Midnight's Edge?
Yeah.
Midnight, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a shout out here. Hold on. Where's he at? Midnight's there we go. We got to show that.
Mr. Tom.
How cool is that? Oh, see, again, just giving it back. Hopefully I'm making sense here, guys. Hopefully I'm making sense here. And Thomas, like you, man, like without missing a beat, I jump in and you're right there. You know what I mean? No, but like seriously though, you're a huge part of it, man. Like you are the backbone. You are there. You're open and honest with people, man. And I love to surround myself with people who show honesty and respect. Odin. Dang. Okay. All right. Hold up. This is getting out of hand.
Wow, Odin's here. That's awesome.
Oh, Odin. What's up? Oh, somebody else talk. Somebody
Holy
else talk.
shiitake.
No, look, I think it's completely true that we bind together as a community, right? We support one another, we take care of each other, and it's the status thing is something that I think is irregular about our community, right? Because it doesn't matter, large or small, big subs, little subs, it doesn't matter. We show up for each other, we show out, and that's evident throughout the entire Fandom Menace because we've never seen each other as anything other than people and who are family, who we're here to take care of. We come together under this common cause, this common united thread that we feel as though we have been rejected, dejected, treated terribly for simply caring about something deeply. And when we were rejected by everyone else, we found solace within one another. Yep. And that it's something beautiful, and it's rare. It's incredibly rare within the world, if you think about it, especially for such a mass of people to come together and to see nothing other than genuine love for one another. That is what blows my mind about this community. It's one of the reasons why I can't imagine ever walking away from it. I can't imagine anything ever even tearing it apart, because we genuinely care for one another. And I'm so grateful to know each and every single one of you. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Totally. It just blows. I never thought something like this could
Agreed,
exist.
100%.
Yeah. Oh man, I love you guys. Just gotta say, and then Sean. I went onto your channel, watched your stuff, man. I love the way you pay attention to what you're doing. Everything in your stream, so how you got it set up is meticulous. Like you're professional from beginning to end, man, and I love that about you.
I appreciate that, but
yeah,
I mean, a lot of it is still flying by the seat of my pants, but
yeah, but aren't we all though?
And I don't want that. I don't want that aspect to change. As soon as it becomes like routine. And it runs like a machine, then I'm not going to be interested in it.
Right. And I think that's part of the reason why, like, we love this is the randomness of it. Like, we get to talk about like fresh topics that, like, we'll say, back in the day when the internet didn't exist, like you had to meet your friends and do that. Now we can hop on and talk with our closest friends right away about it. Share our opinion about it.
Well, and even more than that, we like a lot of something that people don't even see behind the scenes, but certainly Sean and Stieg and Thomas for sure can all attest to this, is something that we do. We just hang out with each other, even off air, right? Like we'll just hop into hangouts and just talk.
Oh, yeah.
Did that with Stig not last night, the night before, I think it was, just hanging out, chilling, playing music and seeing who could guess the song first, right? Like just chilling out and hanging out together. It's a legitimate camaraderie between us because we see the value in one another, and things like things you guys don't even see, birthday parties that happen off air. Like Justin Proper had his birthday, and yes, a doo-doo. I love you. Like Justin Proper, he had his birthday off air. We had an off air birthday party for him because we wanted the pressure off, right? We just wanted to hang out with each other. We just wanted to enjoy one another's company. And that's something that people don't seem to get in the outer rim of YouTube, is that there is legitimate love for one another here. We legitimately, the birthday wishes that you see on Twitter, those aren't hollow. Those are very sincere, and they're backed up by actions where we legitimately spend time with one another that people don't see. Time spent that you guys don't see. Time spent in the chat. Like KOTOR is something that not only is it used to network with one another, but it's meant to build that camaraderie with each other. And so it's very sincere, and it's one of the things
100%.
Yep. Yeah. No. Absolutely. No. Absolutely. Real quick, Carson Souza. Shout out to him. So this is an old boss of mine who was actually a really close friend of mine as well. This guy taught me everything I know about brewing beer. He is an amazing brewer himself. So I know he's also a great cook, and I think he's doing some cooking stuff on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure if he's got it rolling out or if he's doing it, but I know, Carson, if you're listening, man, get on it, dude. We want to see some food being made. But anyway, sorry, I just wanted to shout him out real quick. We got the author going on. Yes, Tommy.
If there's one thing that I've learned from like Mary and the other people that I've streamed with, never say sorry. You know, it's your show, it's your stream, and make it how you want it to make. You know.
Right on. I get behind that. Wise words, Thomas. See, look at you helping me out, man. This is helping each other out. Stig. Is he here? Stig, you here, Stig?
Hello there.
Hello. How are you, sir?
Waiting for.
I'm
So-
quite well, darling.
So, Stig, you're amazing. I love your personality. Tell us a little bit about you, man. Tell us why you are such an important part of this community. And you don't really, I mean, you create some content, correct?
Yeah, now and again.
Now and
Just,
again?
weird videos.
So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about you, man. Like what it is about this community that you love, and why you continue to just be such a part of it. And like Sean said earlier, probably one of the like the most known and famous non-YouTubers, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Everybody wants Stig to be on the channel.
Yeah.
He has such quick wit, and you know, he's quick with the puns, and he's funny, and you know, he brings a lot to a conversation.
Agreed. And that voice,
Yeah.
so sultry.
I know.
Now he's not going to
If
talk.
you could do like a romantic book on tape, you know, I would probably fall asleep to it every night.
Oh, every night.
Noted. I fell in love with Stig before all of you did. So
Oh, well, yeah. What you fell in? How so?
well, I mean, like Stig was my I think third subscriber, and he's just the kind of person when you get around him, he makes your day better.
Close encounters of the third kind.
I'm constantly divorcing him in KOTOR, mainly because it's me reminding everybody that he's mine.
I think you can share them, Mary.
No, fine.
All right, we'll
you
fight.
don't have monopoly over Stig.
Stig,
Only
Stig
on,
does-
Mary,
only,
Mary.
only on Fridays, though, for shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
Mary, you can have Stig, but Proper's mine, you homewrecker.
I'm almost to a point where you can have proper.
Oh, like we're exchanging people now. Oh man.
Proper.
Well,
Hey, Mary,
you can have-
I want a divorce.
Dang it.
You heard it. You heard it here first, guys. Ord's board.
Yeah, because I heard that shitty music you listen to, and it's not going to work.
He's been making fun of me ever since the night before last because we were chilling out in the hangout, like I said, and Fox was there and we were playing music, and he was like, "This is he can't even do a good imitation of Stig's voice, but he was like, "This is the worst music I've ever heard in my life."
How's this? Hello there.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Hello there.
Even like deep.
Hello, Sean Stackhouse. I mean, he does have a very Kenobi feel to his voice. No joke.
Very much so.
You know, it's kind of weird because I've heard that people say I sound like Ewan McGregor, but then I also have heard that people say I sound like Morgan Freeman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the last one. Was, yeah, and the last one
you
was
sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah.
You
And
also
the last
sound like
one was
this.
Hello
Craig,
there.
Craig Ferguson was the last one.
Oh, really?
So apparently I'm a mix of all those voices or something. It makes no
I think
sense.
it's because they're not used to Norwegian voices, right? Like, so it's.
Well, I speak in English.
No, I know, but I mean in terms of accent, right? It's very posh sounding, and even more so than almost English at times, because it's hard to pinpoint. So if you don't know that it's Norwegian, it sort of feels exotic, but still very posh, and so it's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah,
Stig,
Midnight
do me a
Edge says
favor.
none of those are true, Stig.
Do me a favor and say, "Get to the chopper."
Get to the chopper.
Sounds like James Bond is telling me to do it. It's almost
Yeah,
like,
we're like a villain out of Indiana Jones.
yeah, right? He
Get-
sounds like Ewan McGregor looks.
I'll make you take off, darling.
It's the way he says "darling" that I was.
Well, I need a cigarette now.
He's like, darling, listen here, darling. Stig for the next James Bond, for sure.
No,
Yep, yep.
hell no.
Yes,
No,
I pay to do
Suck
that.
my back in.
I'd be chubby broccoli instead.
there you go.
Oh, God.
But I'm not really a YouTuber, and I'm probably not even Phantom Menace, to be honest. I got dragged on
Well,
last year. I got dragged on YouTube by DJ D because I was making puns and shit in the
You were
chat.
adopted.
Yeah, so I got dragged on. I was like, okay, I'll hop on. And
I think it depends
then
on.
all of a sudden, I got invited on to all kinds of stuff, and they didn't let me leave.
You're stuck with us.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's interesting because like it just goes to show you don't have to continuously make content to be a part of this platform and what we do. I mean, and kind of my next topic with that is like the hard times. Like, and Mary, maybe since you have such your big channel, maybe you have experienced it where like you get these lulls where people aren't subscribing and maybe you lose some subscribers. Can you tell a time where that might have happened?
It's happening right now, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been sitting at like the same. I've been bouncing back and forth between the same 5 subs for the past week, and it's just gut wrenching because you're sitting there going, what am I doing wrong? Have I done something that has upset people? Am I like it eats at you and you're constantly, it goes up and down. So you can have a period of tremendous growth. I've had for the past, like 3 months really with my channel. But thankfully I was doing this before the past 3 months of my channel where that tremendous growth occurred, right? So for for a solid 8-9 months, I was doing my YouTube grind prior to Geeks and Gamers bringing me on, prior to the sort of Midnight's Edge talk femininity boom, right? Prior to all of that stuff.
Wait, Tom got you subs?
Tom got me what?
Subs.
Oh yeah. Tom's been wonderful, of course, but
I thought you lost subs when you got seen with them.
no. Tom has never been the cause of me losing subs. Drunk 3PO, but Tom is not. No. But thankfully, there was that experience prior to the big boom for my channel where I experienced complete and utter stalls where I would sit at the same, 15 subs for, weeks and would question what's going on. Why am I not moving? What do I do? What's happening? And so I am very familiar with that sort of halt. And it's almost painful in a way because you're trying and you don't know what you're supposed to do, and so it can be very trying for especially for smaller creators who feel like you're just never gonna get off the ground, right? You're just off, and it doesn't really go away. I'm certainly no large YouTube channel, larger than I was a year ago. A year ago, I didn't exist really, but you feel it and. You just have to remind yourself that that's part of this, is that there will be highs and there will be lows and there will be valleys and there will be mountaintops. And when those moments come, you just have to stick to what it was that you started, why you started doing this in the first place. Why did you even begin all of this? And it was because hopefully you started something because you were passionate about it, because you felt strongly and you engaged it, not because you were seeking fame, not because you were seeking any measure of notoriety, but because you genuinely, sincerely believed what it was that you were using your voice to project out into the world. And that's all you can do. None of us, look, the likelihood that any of us here on this panel, and this includes myself, will ever be large YouTubers, will ever have expansive reach is pretty slim. That's just the truth of the matter. We've got a wonderful community supporting us and backing us up here, but let's not kid ourselves. So we need to be in this for the right reasons, and that will resonate with people. And that's all there is to it. Is at the end of the day, do you really believe what it is that you're saying? And if that's true, then keep at it and keep trying. And if it's not true, then maybe there's something else for you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of trying things, Chris is in the chat.
Yes, Chris is in the back room. He's in the chat. He's in the back room too, waiting. a couple more minutes, and then we'll try to work on getting him on here. So yeah, real quick, Mary. Yeah, I it's funny because like right before Drunk started doing his creator spotlight, I was kind of in that space where I was like, all right, so I've been doing this almost a year now. I've got 54 subs, like really cool, but like, am I really doing this right? Am I, why am I only there? And I think a part of it was I needed to find a community. I was doing it all alone. It's not necessarily, yes, it'll work like that in some instances. You've got those rare cases, but having that community behind you to push you forward. The day that my video went up on Drunks, it was just cool to see like sub. I mean, it just blew my mind how many people showed up to do that. And since then, I think after that I was like 140. And since then, like even the other day, Mary, I was on your stream. I think I got like 15 subs just being a part of, Wednesday Night Mayhem. And I didn't expect that at all.
Chris has really gotten his shot every time he's been on Shenanigans or Wednesday Night Mayhem. Mary's subs, if they like what you do, if they like your personality, they have no problem subbing over to the panelists, and that's really awesome.
Yeah, and shout out to Perp. I had this comment up that Sean put up. But what's up, Perp Minded? How you doing, man? It's good to see you here. Thank you for stopping by. Love Perp Minded stuff, guys. Go check him out, please.
Europe, it's Perp.
That's right.
He's the perpetrator.
Yeah. Kitty Cat, how you doing?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to you. So I know you're climbing up there. You got quite a bit of subs, yes?
It's getting closer to 900 than I thought it ever would.
Right. Yeah. And so how long have you been doing YouTube? I know you seem very comfortable in this medium. How long have you been doing it?
I've had this account since 2013, but I didn't really start doing anything other than really uploading like family stuff till like earlier this year. And I originally started because I wanted to make like short films, like 5-15 minute movies. And I was like, well, where am I going to put that? And I was like, I guess I could put it on YouTube. Who the heck's going to watch it? I have to find an audience. And so I somehow ended up hanging out in people's chat and started realizing that hanging out in chats are fun. And then tried my own live stream, and it just sort of, here I am. And yeah, it totally took a direction I didn't expect at all. So
yeah,
it's becoming like really therapeutic, actually. Like Mary was mentioning, it kind of seemed to fix something that seemed like it was kind of missing, because I don't people well. I mean, it doesn't seem like really any good way to go out and actually meet new friends, So I don't go to bars really very often. Like last night, I went to go give moral support to someone, but that was like the first time, But I really don't go and participate for the most part. And so I ended up finding people here, and it's like I can people with y'all. Like it's close, but not too close. But like
it's right in that
it's like on our own terms in a way.
Yeah, and I think with the way society is today, I think it's a little bit easier to do that. And I'm kind of the same way. Like I brew beer, but I don't go out to bars. I'm not, I'll do it every once in a while if I got a group of friends going out. They talk me into it. Yeah, and a lot of times once I force myself to do it, then I'm like, okay, this is fun and it's not too bad. But that type of stuff isn't as easily accessible as this. Like I can pop, on the way home from work, I can pop up on a stream. I can hear my friends talking. So I might not be there, but I'm still a part of the conversation. And that's what makes it an interesting paradigm when it comes to friendship, is because any time that I want, I can reach out and somebody will be there.
Well, and also I think there's the lack of having to walk on eggshells, at least within this community, right?
Yep, it's a relief.
you've got this community where, like, I don't know about you guys, but it's really uncomfortable out there. It's really uncomfortable because you never know what you are and are not allowed to fracking say anymore. What's gonna piss somebody off? What's gonna cause you to get into this really, really horrendous situation where you've been talked down to and treated like a slug because you didn't know exactly what it was that a person wanted to hear anymore? Whereas here within this community, there's a measure of freedom and ability to just be yourself, as opposed to walking on eggshells around everybody all the time. It's very liberating.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you.
I think the golden rule, though, that a lot of people should realize is you're born an original, so don't try to copy anyone else.
True story.
Yep. Real quick. Drunk 3PO, join the chat. Drunk Jay, thank you so much, man, for coming by, leaving a comment. I know it's been up for a while, but this guy keeps giving and giving and giving, and I know he'd probably yell at me too, just like Mary did for talking nice. But Jay, Drunk is one of those people that just brings people together. He makes it happen because of his great personality. You know, he's grown just since I started watching him till now. He's grown as a YouTuber, and not just in subs, but in, you know, his content. And thank you for stopping by, Drunk. Thank you so much for like making me a part of this or allowing me to like come in and just thanks, man.
No, I wouldn't have even known you existed if it weren't for Jay. Jay's creator spotlight is a godsend to creators in this community, because I'm not going to lie, I'm happy to let Jay do the hard work for me. I see a creator on his channel and his spotlight that I think is going to do well. The first thing I'm going to do is hit them up and invite them to Kotar, because Jay did all the legwork, right?
Right. Yeah.
All I had to do was like, what's up? So it's such a wonderful, beautiful, compassionate human being who I tend to try to model myself after, if I'm being honest, because he's just the kind of person you want to be like. And so I would say he's what a lot of the goodwill in this community stems from.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. Real quick, and right here, RK Outpost. Guys, stop. All you awesome YouTubers who I watch regularly and love, please stop, because my face is going to explode from smiles.
Well, check this out, man. I mean, this is your first live stream, right?
Yeah, this is my first panel stream. Yes,
you've got 17 viewers, man, on your first panel.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then you get this. Shut the hell up. And then you get wait, where is it at? Your channel sucks. It does, Drunk, and I'm glad that you are here to admit it. And okay, real quick. Also, this, when it comes to this YouTube thing, and I just want to make this very well known, this doesn't happen. And I've never had this is my first time with a mod, Mad's Mama Bear. Thank you so much. I know you're here. But this doesn't happen without
too, by the way.
What's that?
Tommy's in the chat too. He's
I was just about to get to that. Yeah. This does not happen, especially on the bigger streams, without people like, where'd he go? Oh, it's bouncing all over the place. Tommy.
Tommy is a great fellow.
Oh yeah.
I shout out to this guy. This dude is legit. He is in every stream. Anytime anybody pops on, he says hi, even if he doesn't know them. This doesn't happen without these people.
He never sleeps, he's a vampire.
I know. I go from stream to stream to stream, and it's like we meet again.
He's in there holding it down like a beast.
Seriously, we're not worthy, Tommy. And Tommy always has everybody's back.
He doesn't know it, but I made him a mod on my channel too.
He's just man, the work that this guy puts into this stuff. He makes us YouTubers look bad, really. I mean, he really does. So Tommy, thank you so much for all that you do, man. You
guys know why there are no vampires in Africa?
Because something about it. I'm sure you're gonna reference Africa, the song.
Yeah, because in the 80s, someone blessed the rainstone.
Bless the rain.
All right, hey guys, so we got Chris in the back. I want to get him in here too because I love that guy to death.
Oh, careful! You don't know which Chris you're gonna get.
So I just had to say, are there any volunteers? Oh my God. Okay.
I'll
Okay.
volunteer as tribute.
Okay. You will?
Yes, I'll volunteer as tribute.
Okay. Okay. Hold on a sec here. All right. We love you. I will get a hold of you here in a little bit.
To everybody.
Okay. And then, okay, Mr. Okay, here comes Chris. All right, Chris. Hold on. Is there anybody else willing to step out either for a little bit or because there is one other person and it looks like he's busy and I want to get him on before he has to go. Somebody willing to do that?
I can step out in 10.
Okay.
In 10. Do you want me to make some room, Sugar?
If you could, I mean, I'm not gonna say you have to leave.
Well, you know, I can step up now. Step up now, actually. If you need room for someone else.
Hi, Mary.
Okay, that's fine, Stig. Yeah, let's do that. If you're cool with that, Stig, you know I love you from the bottom of my heart, my friend. If you want to stay in the back room, I don't know how long he's got, but
I can swing by later if you're still going.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
It's real whenever you have multiple people on a panel, like where you got to rotate people out. It's rough, man, because you don't even feel like they're not loved and wanted and appreciated. But then you also don't want to leave people sitting in the back room for
right. All right. So, okay, Stig, I love you. We'll catch you in a little bit.
Take care and be well.
Gone are the days of hanging out.
Here we go. All right. You guys ready? You guys ready for this?
Yes.
Here we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Drunk 3PO.
There he is.
So look, I'm on my phone. I don't know how you can see me. Can you guys hear me? Okay?
You look beautiful.
You look and sound good,
All right,
man.
I'm about to go out. Handsome mode activated. Orbs, do me a favor. When you need to get rid of somebody and no one volunteers, just kick their ass off the stream. Who gives a crap? If they're not willing to volunteer to leave, just kick them out and they can come back and cry about it later. All right, that's rule number one when it comes to streaming. All those people, just don't worry about it. Thomas kicks me off streams all the time. It's okay.
No, I don't. You leave.
Hey man,
Excuse me.
real
Get
quick,
the back straight.
I'm
You
heading
kicked
out.
me off.
I got a party to go to tonight, so it's just one of them crazy weeks. But congratulations, bro. I'm so happy that Mary and everyone has welcomed you into this community. You've been a positive impact to this community. And it's the sky's the limit, brother. The sky is the limit. Just don't stop creating. You got your own voice. And if I can give you one word of advice,
please.
If Mary makes a video on whatever, Star Wars Episode 9, I make a video on Star Wars Episode 9, and you think, well, there's too many videos out. There's not. Well, YouTube's got like 500 billion people. Okay, Everyone's got their own voice. Make your videos, be heard, be different, be yourself, and watch what happens. It's all good.
True story.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And and I am still learning, of course, obviously.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you this.
Number two, don't take crap from anybody. People will try to like abuse you and try to use you for whatever. Just be like, whatever. If they're not there to support you, if they're not there to clap for you when you are, when you have things to be worthy to be clapped about, then just forget about them. Who cares? They're not really there for you. They're not really there for you. And I've learned that the hard way in this YouTube realm, that people only want you to retweet their crap. They don't care about you. Mm-hmm. People only want you to come on their stream so they can get your subs. They don't care about you. So you be yourself, surround yourself with people that clap for you when you succeed, and life will be good, brother. Life will be good.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I mean, it means the world to me that like you're here, dude. It really does. Like, I know
I ain't no one special. Trust me.
Okay. Hey, you might not be special, but what you're about is. And I know you're always like, hey, don't say, you don't got to say this. It's not me. It's not about me. It's not me. Like I said before, you are the central point that people rally around. You inspire people to want to do better. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and you can hold me to this. Anytime you need help anywhere, building stuff, going somewhere, taking care of whatever you need to take care of, man, I'll volunteer time to come with you, build shelters for whatever we got to do, man.
All right. Well, Geeks and Gamers is going in May. So we're setting that all together. The Geeks and Gamers crew and some others are heading to El Salvador in May. Okay. And it's going to be awesome. So
hell yeah. I'm into it.
Awesome. So we got a lot of people already signed up to go. So, but Mary, am I correct? I said everything.
No, I absolutely 110% agree that look, people are shady out there. People will absolutely use you for whatever it is that they can use you for, and then they will discard you when they feel like you no longer serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Never ever take that kind. You have to value yourself and what it is you contribute to this community. Jay is 110% on the money with that. Like, and it's something he's been learning it longer than I have, but I'm just recently starting to sort of pick up on it. People will say one thing to your face, they will be kind to your face, and then they will literally in front of everybody when they think you're not looking say something else and use you and abuse you to some extent, which is why you always have to value yourself enough to step away from that when you see something like that going down. Be, of course, open and receptive to people, like receive people and be kind and be willing to embrace those new friendships. But the minute that you feel like someone is starting to take advantage of you or starting to misuse you, you step away from that, because you have to value yourself or no one else will.
And those are the channels that typically eventually implode because people are done with them. You know, there's people aren't dumb. You know, YouTubers talk to other YouTubers and like, you hear this person, this is what they did to me, and then everybody pulls away from them, and then the well's dried up, man.
Let me tell you something else. Live the life like Thomas. Thomas loves, supports people, but he don't take no crap from nobody. He's the only one I know to tell Jeremy to F off. And that's my boy right there. Thomas is going with me. You hear me, Thomas?
And there's a reason why he's on this stream right now. Because, you know,
Thomas is the freaking man. Chris, Sean, Mary, Orbs, all of y'all, man. Much love to y'all.
Thank you, Drunk, so much, bro. Love you, Jay.
And if don't get on my Twitter tonight, because if I'm drinking a lot and I start tweeting, it's not good.
The time
I'm gonna retweet everything.
Basically, what he said
last time it was not good, and I went back and had to delete like a lot lot of them.
It was perfect.
Like, so basically what he said was tweet him tonight. Just continuously tweet him tonight. That's what he said.
I want to make sure my brother has my phone. So, hey, much love to all of y'all, man. Seriously, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.
And we all good.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. All right, cool.
Just wait until.
What's up, Mance?
Or just wait until he goes drunk. Just wait until he goes live tonight when he's drunk.
Oh, that's when OBS gets pulled up and I hit record.
Exactly. I was going to say that you just record the entire stream.
We get like nipping tool out.
People
don't OBS up.
We get drunk, pixelated drunk.
I used to do some stupid stuff on YouTube, man. Like I still do, obviously, but it's a lot more controlled stupid. But like people don't think about that. You can record anything on. You can unlist a stream. You can private a stream all till the cows come home. You can even delete a stream. It doesn't matter. People can record what it is that you do here on YouTube. So this is the advice I would give to up and coming YouTubers, just to sort of add on to what it is that Jay said, of course, is that you think when you're little, nobody's paying attention, right? That's what you think. But that's not true. That's not true. And because I made this mistake. I didn't view YouTube when I first began as something that I would ever really pursue, not legitimately. And so I did a lot of stupid stuff that I wish I could go back and take back. And so God help me, I think I managed to get away from it without it getting recorded. But don't ever assume that people aren't paying attention to you just because you're a little channel. So never conduct yourself in a way that you might later be embarrassed of.
That's a good point.
Try to conduct yourself in a way that you can later be proud of, and if not proud of, at least comfortable with.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, Chris.
Because everybody's
comfortable with myself. What are you talking about?
Chris is surprisingly comfortable with a lot.
like you'd be surprised how many bigger channels are actually looking at the smaller channels, you know, to find fresh perspectives on things. You know, I mean, I've been pulled into, you know, channels that have like 30, 50,000 subs and stuff like that, or I've had them on my channel, and you know, most of them are very, very, very cool and generous with their time. And you know, as long as they see that you're real and you're not trying to be something you're not, they'll usually be very cool with you.
Yeah. And you know what?
All it takes is for you to send that DM, man. If their box is open, the worst they can say is no. You know, that's
right.
it.
Hey, Drunk 3PO.
I want to make commentary on that. If I don't see that posted on Twitter later with one of those GIFs where it's like, she said yes, I'm going to be highly upset and offended.
You hear that, Jay?
Yes. I'm saying yes right now.
If you see tweets like that, ignore.
Are you
That's just
registered at Cabela's or something?
Yeah, if we don't see those. Oh yeah, check it out. Justin Proper, thank you for stopping by, my man. Congratulations, Drunken Mary. Yay! Yay. This has turned into the marriage stream now.
Just joining his harem because he's already got Candace.
Oh geez. Oh, and okay, so we have Shell back in the house.
What's up?
So now the party can officially begin because he's here.
But the
But yeah, I think those are good. Those are good points, Mary. And you know, again, as somebody who's still learning the nuances of this YouTube thing, yeah, I feel like people can take a lot from that. And I've noticed that people will sniff out if you are not being yourself. Like they don't like fake. You know, they that seems to be a consistent theme. Is like just being yourself.
You need to pick a position. You know, you can't like be indecisive. You have like if you're talking about a movie, you can't say, well, you know, I didn't like this, but you know, if you like it, it's fine. You know, I understand why you like it. You have if you want, you've got to state your opinions.
Well, I think it's also important to always leave room for other opinions, right? Like,
Nope.
I think I'm opinionated.
No, I think it's always be respectful of other people's opinions, right? Like one of the reasons why we started the why the Fandom Menace is I think grown prevalent is because he probably will drunk is like we were upset by the fact that we weren't allowed to have something that we are entitled to, and that is our opinion without being completely slandered and mistreated at the end of the day, treated as though we were subhuman for not liking something, for simply having that opinion, right? Right. So I think it's important to always leave room open for, like, I'm happy to agree to disagree and to do so respectfully, so long as you're also willing to if you come buck at me, I will get buck right back. I'm not going to let you be a jackhole to me and sit there laying there like a rug, let you walk all over me. That's not going to happen. But I'm happy to leave room for that respectful dialogue. And that was actually how Chris and I met, was that respectful dialogue, because we lined up on opposing sides of the issue, right? We even had a debate about it. It wasn't even, I mean, like, it was a friendly debate. We got in there, though. We slugged it out. And I still say I won. And at the end of the day, we walked away from it good friends. Like, I'll put on a panda head for this man when he hits 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, I can't wait.
Get
over there to the Real Review 3000 sub if you haven't yet. Panda Head Mary, let's do this.
I still maintain that it was a panda suit bikini, but you know.
Well, it was a panda suit for sure. The bikini became something you and I discussed about possibly passing by her. Then it became this panda head, and I said, okay, fine. If you just want to wear just a panda head, I guess that's okay. I mean,
Jay says, I'll be listening in the car just in case Sean talks about me.
Oh, you're a drunk, you know I will.
Drunk Claus is watching you.
Drunk, where's your Santa hat, man?
Hey, and shout out to another one of my favorite YouTubers, Fatal J.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my man. Fatal J is awesome. I love him. I love his personality. Like, it's so funny. I'll sit here, watch him, and almost piss myself laughing at moments.
He's so fracking
Fatal J.
I just love him. And he's just like, hey, it's your boy Fatal J. This is me. You like it? You don't like it? Whatever, man. You know. I just love
it's
it,
not
man.
even so much. It's hey y'all, it's your boy Fatal J here.
Yeah, you know, he's just got that. He's got that swag.
I can't quite get that drawl though, right?
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Did you see the post from "This is not going to go the way you think"?
Which one?
He says, "I have access to a panda suit."
Ben,
you have my information. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Look at my descriptions of my videos. You'll find my email. You and I, sir, must talk.
The deal is,
yes.
I will put on a panda head. I will put on a panda head for this.
Yes.
I'm not buying the panda head.
No, I agree to do that.
But Ben has one.
I'm happy to engage in putting on a ridiculous panda head for this thing.
Get over to the Real Review 3000 and sub, please. Go.
It's
now.
not as ridiculous as what I've agreed to do.
Hey, Ords, before I do this thing that I'm thinking about doing over here, I want to get your permission. Can I send a link to a friend who I promise you will be happy to see?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And, okay, real quick.
Pop me in the back is cool.
Okay. So Ben's channel. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Ben because he was another one of those guys that was on Jay's Drunk 3PO spotlight. And as a person who actually works on another channel, an educational channel with a friend and performs a puppet, I have a mad respect for a man who is a puppeteer. So Ben, thank you so much for stopping by, dude. Seriously. And I would love to puppeteer with you someday. Anytime you need somebody to do that, call me up. I will make it happen because I love that stuff.
I really want to get him on my channel and just do a conversation stream with him because his history in movie and entertainment, is just very, very, very rich.
Yeah. And I mean, the guy's got a great personality too.
Yeah,
I mean, to boot. And like, I would love to interview Grumpy Luke. Like, if just so you know, but if Grumpy Luke's down for an interview.
Just Grumpy Luke, yeah, that'd be fantastic.
That would be great. Let's see who we got here in the chat. Bring out the puppet. That's right. Bring out the puppets. Justin Proper. That is absolutely correct.
I don't know what you do with the puppets. That's the thing.
That's for another channel. We'll talk about that after hours.
There's another link you can go to watch that stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sean probably has it pulled up on another window right now.
Properly after dark.
Proper. There we go. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So moving on a little bit, I want to talk about Sean Stackhouse here. Tell us a little bit about why you got into this YouTube thing. Like, what made you what in your head was like, I really want to do this. I've got something to say. I'm going to do it.
Well, I've been a musician and since I was in my teens, and I've been in bands and recording and stuff like that, and I've always been creative. And then when my last band kind of had to call it quits because the singer had to move to a different state, I was looking for a creative outlet, and I'm very much an introvert, but when I can fiddle with all of these technical things, all of this technology, and I can talk about geek and nerd culture and with people that think along the same lines, it's actually helped pull me out of my shell quite a bit, because Chris can tell you. He can tell you, how much of an introvert I used to be. But
I used to have to drag this guy out of his house, like literally kicking and screaming. Where are we going? What are we doing? Why do we have to do that? I don't want to do that.
Someone besides Chris to hang out with.
Hey, real quick, Mads, is cool if I bring this person in?
Go ahead.
All right, don't go anywhere. All right, here we go. Hello.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
I don't know why she built up your hopes that much.
I don't
anybody
know.
that special.
No,
you're on camera. That's amazing. I haven't seen you on camera in a long time.
My green screen's still goofing up. See,
yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. Doom Cop.
Is Tom Flack Connor from Midnight Debut in grade?
See, my green screen's still goofing up.
Welcome. This is awesome. Thank you so much for bringing him on, Mary.
No, that made it worse.
It's just the snow. It's the snow falling.
Bullshit. It looks like crap. How are you guys doing?
Doing very good. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. So yeah, we're just kind of talking about why we do this YouTube thing, celebrating, the little guy here, and I
don't know why I do this YouTube thing.
Yeah,
we're gluttons for punishment.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, I think
no doubts about it.
As YouTubers, I think we like that. We like the fact that people are willing to critique us. It challenges our brains. It makes us think. If I didn't have this YouTube thing, I don't I'd probably be sitting around watching TV, rotting my brain. Now I'm having good conversation with people and really diving into this this community. So thank you for being here, Tom.
It's a lot of fun.
No problem.
Are you there, Tom?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
There's so many.
I'm just playing with my stuff here.
personalities, man. I mean, like Tom
I'm
and I
playing
had,
with stuff. What's new? Sorry.
yeah, but I mean, there's so many unique personalities. Tom and I had like over a 3-hour chat like a week or two ago. You know, we just kept riffing and riffing and riffing, and you know, before we knew it, 3 hours had passed, and it was a great conversation. So I mean, there's just so many great people in the Fandom Menace, and even outside of the Fandom Menace. You know, like I was on Robert Storm's stream last night for about 2.5 hours with Danny from Comic Chat, and it was a lot of fun. You know, if you find people that you have stuff in common with, it's all golden, man. It's all golden.
For sure, yeah. So, Sean, a little bit more about why the YouTube thing, kind of back into that conversation. Yes, Tom is a splendid fellow. Mary is keeping him and myself
She's
apart.
trying to keep us apart.
Check out Drunk's.
If we really loved each other, I couldn't keep you apart.
You do though. You keep us apart. You won't let us play.
Okay,
Mary.
so Jay has officially made a new announcement, guys. Mary, your wedding with Jay is off. It is now on with Tom.
It's fine. I was gonna go marry Chris anyway. So.
What?
I thought we had an agreement here. This was not what we were talking about.
Fine, that's cool if that's what you want.
It all just got turned on its head there.
I'm just saying, I have an agreement with her.
Yes.
Why am I
The
always
answer is
asked to
yes,
hear about
Jay.
these things, Chris?
I'm so proud to be married to the sexiest guy on YouTube.
Yes, he is pretty sexy.
But Chris, can't see. But
What?
Chris, people can break agreements. It's not like it's a binding contract.
That's true. I guess, Mary, I might have to ask you another question.
At least write it down on a piece of toilet paper or something. You know?
Oh, that's a perfect idea. Preferably, probably one that isn't used, right?
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
All right, so yeah, Sean. So getting inspired by doing the YouTube thing, you said it's helped you come out of your shell a little bit. Tell me about like starting it, like the experience of you starting it, and then to like kind of like where you found some success.
Well, I started out finding YouTube and finding mainly reactors. You know, like one of my favorites was Tyrone Magnus. You know, he still is. You know,
Yeah, I love that guy.
yeah, he's got a lot of great stuff. His energy is just off the chart. You know, and there's so many, but then, you know, I wanted to do a YouTube channel, you know, because I was like, well, people are doing reactions to these things, and that's really when I was still really green to YouTube. I didn't know what you could do and what you couldn't do, and I just couldn't find like my hook. You know, I opened up a channel, and I started it like a month or so later. I think I started this in February of 2018. 18, yeah, and so it's been a lot of fun, and then finding other people who are reactors as well. You know, you kind of pick up pointers from what they're doing. You know, don't blatantly rip them off, but you can incorporate certain things, you know, into your whole shtick, and it's been a lot of fun, man. You know, I'm on the cusp of hitting 1,800 subs.
That's awesome, man.
20 more subs for 1,800, and you know, after that, the goal is like straight up 2,000. So yeah, I'm having a blast. You know, there have been times where I have had like gaps in uploads and stuff, but once I started live streaming and getting people to, like, I got John Talks to agree to come on to my live stream, you know, and talk for 3 hours and just about geek culture. You know, I mean, now that I know that I've been around long enough that some of these people will agree to come on and just have a conversation with me, man, I'm having a blast.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like I think after a while, like when you first start, you are your own worst critic. And maybe you guys can relate, or maybe have a story you want to tell. But that moment you turn that camera on and you look at it, that very first time, how difficult it is to find the words, how difficult it is to. All right, what do I do now?
Literally, if you go back and watch like my first maybe 2 or 3 months worth of videos, there are so many jump cuts, in my videos. I look like Max Headroom, it's like jerk, and so once you get a little more comfortable with it, you just flow. And if you flub up a word or something, make fun of yourself, point it out and just move on.
Yeah, and I've discovered that too. Is like people are a little more forgiving with YouTube if you are very open and honest about what you're doing. Like, oh yeah, all right, I can't explain it, or I can't pronounce this guy's name. Moving on.
Yeah.
Just being upfront and honest about you and who you are. Again, going back to what we were talking about before. And I know that you've done work with Sir Chris Knight below you here.
I didn't realize he was knighted.
I didn't. I was. See, it says it right there.
Yeah, I made that, by the way. So I did.
Yes, you did.
Hey, so you're the one that knighted him, Sean. Way to go.
See, blame him.
Chris, I want to spend a little time talking about you. You and I have been talking a lot about some things lately. I'm very excited for the future when it comes to what Chris Knight has going on. Make sure you guys are paying attention to Chris's channel, because there's going to be some fun.
Oh yes.
Tell us a little bit about this YouTube thing and why you do it, man.
I'm an egomaniac. I just love myself. No, actually, I'm passionate about what I talk about: music, movies. I'm passionate about that. I feel that there aren't a lot of people you can sit around and talk in depth about that too. And this community, we all appreciate it the same way. So when you do your video, you can.
If I may, Chris, just to, not to cut you off, but I think Chris, a lot like me, because Chris and I, we went to high school together and we've been in bands together. And I think Chris is also, he shares a little bit of that frustrated musician, that I have. And so we were looking for an alternate source of creation, and that's what we found YouTube, or how we found YouTube. So
I originally was thinking of truth be told, the eclipse a few years ago in 2017 happened, and the day that happened, I got put on unpaid leave at my job because of a stupid person that worked for a stupid airline company, which I won't mention. I don't care anymore. Went somewhere else, did something else. I had about 3 months to sit around and think about what to do with what. I was applying for jobs. I was doing this, doing that. And one day I was like, let me check into this YouTube thing. I talked to Sean. I said, hey, Sean, I think you and I should do this YouTube stuff. And I said, well, let's do a channel together. I did an intro. That intro was done on September 13th, 2017. And then I got a job. And I went and I worked and I worked and I worked and I worked. And I just didn't have time. And then sometime in April 2018 is when I was finally able to come back. And that was after Sean started. Now, the first official video I had was actually done by Sean. He did a quick little review of Justice League. And what's funny is I don't have that up there. I need to go rip it and put it on there.
It was on the Facebook page.
Real quick. Shout out Geeky Katie stopped by. All right, I'm headed out, dropping that like and subbed.
Nice.
Thank you. That's awesome. Her channel's been blowing up.
Oh yeah.
So that's awesome. Leave it to Drunk to say hi to everybody.
Hello, Candace.
It is nice seeing you, Candace, as Drunk 3PO says.
Drunk, I'm taken aback because your avatar doesn't have the Santa hat on it right now. It's throwing me.
A little bit. Although you know what? I gotta be honest, man. That hat that he's wearing, he's like the only guy that I think can pull that hat off.
Yeah.
The Panama Jack hat.
Yeah. I mean, like, I want to be a guy that can pull that off.
He looks good with it.
He does.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to let people clip it, and it's going to sound really bad. But Drunk 3PO has the perfect head for that hat.
He does.
Oh boy.
So, Chris, real quick, and like, I kind of want to pick your brain on this. What continues to drive you? What, like, with this YouTube thing? What drives you to continue making content? Because
meth.
I mean, you're hard working, dude. You're like one of the hardest working guys I know in this.
I have a lot to say. Now, whether or not anybody wants to listen, I understand that. I am perfectly aware that I say a lot of crazy stuff. I have a lot of crazy views on where I think some things will go, like on my movies and stuff like that. I'll say, maybe this is what they're planning on doing. I've come up with 1,000 ways they can help out by kind of not forgetting about The Last Jedi, but forgetting about The Last Jedi, because it doesn't really fit into what you would call Star Wars. And so I say this stuff. I'm not afraid to say it, but I think some people out there think that I have a unique point of view on a lot of different things. And I like giving people that other side of things, or I know this is what some people say.
Yeah, you do.
This is what I think. That was where I got. What did you pull it up there, Tom?
I was just showing Sean. That's the only gray skull I got is the box set of the.
That's the box set, isn't it?
Yeah.
We lost Thomas.
I'll trade that for my Catholic
what,
but...
No. Are you crazy? This is like expensive now.
I know.
That's kind of where I got. That's kind of where I got the real review. It's real. I'm going to tell you what I think.
Do that, Chris.
I said I don't care what you. I don't care what you think of my opinion. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if I necessarily hurt your feelings. I'm not out to hurt your feelings, but if what I say you don't like, well, that's fine. I mean, I'm just.
I am. I'm out to hurt everybody's feelings.
Oh, if I do, I'm not sitting there.
I'm a mean-spirited person. I hate everybody.
Like 24/7. Every time I talk to Tom, it's like a pang in my heart.
I'm an abusive bastard.
Hey, real quick, Thomas Gilkey had to leave, unfortunately.
Okay.
I wanted him to talk next, but I'll do an in-depth stream with Thomas later, because I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. Anyway, Thomas, thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry you had to dip out, but we do have Shellback in-house now, so everybody say hi to the Shellback.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtle.
He's the fifth turtle, kind of like the fifth beetle.
Yeah, man, Tom's got everything.
I know, Tom's got it all.
I kind of view him as the person at the end of the labyrinth, the lady that has all that stuff on her back and stuff. He's just like arm's length away. He's picking stuff up. Like, here, look, I got this back here. I got this back here. Look. See, look.
Come on, you're killing me, Tom.
Tom is 10 times cooler because along with it comes the super sexy voice.
That's true.
Well, okay, in that case, Tom, let's talk a little bit about you, my friend. And all this beautiful
Connors, you want to send me all of your Ninja Turtle stuff?
Oh hell no! I just got a Ninja Turtle Christmas stocking.
Sleepy,
and I was so.
Your eyes are getting heavy.
Where's the stocking at? Is it hanging?
I'll go get it.
Go get it.
But yeah, let me go get it.
In the meantime, Shellback.
I got to work on my what's that hypnotism. Yeah.
You got to work on your Jedi mind trick, man.
You do. Yeah. You didn't wave your hand fast enough.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
It could have been the fact that I'm pretty sure turtles don't have thumbs, so it's hard to hold like a watch and hypnotize them.
That's true. You're right there. That's damn turtles.
Yeah, we do.
I don't see any thumb. Then you're not a turtle.
You look on a turtle's.
I shall return.
Then you're not a turtle.
There are 5 digits.
Then you're not a turtle, and therefore you're claimed to Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, because like the 2 fingers are like taped together, and then they have the thumb.
Right.
Where the 4 fingers are taped together. And
no, turtles don't actually have thumbs.
You know what, Mary? Don't insult the turtles.
Well, I mean, the Teenage Mutant variety do.
Yeah, but
because they're mutants, they're mutated between human and
I'm just saying, if you're not legitimately a turtle, you're playing to turtle.
Okay, so Sean, Sean, real quick.
Do you not see me holding a lightsaber?
I see the lightsaber. I see that.
That
Sean.
required thumbs, dear lady.
I love
Oh,
these
Velcro.
conversations. Poor Ords, I've derailed everything. You poor man.
You're fine.
I
Oh, look at
apologize,
that.
but I still think it's funny. So I don't.
Don't apologize. Why? Remember, aren't you guys yelling at me for apologizing? Come on.
Well,
man.
it's not my strength.
Well, I don't care. You do you, girl. I'm do your thing. Sean, real quick, we were talking about the Ninja Turtles. The validity of the whole the Daredevil was created when the Turtles were created.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, I know that. Oh, dude.
Oh, okay. Everybody, stop. Take a look. Everybody. Oh,
That's legit.
What's better yet is it's the classic Turtles,
Yes,
of course,
yes,
not
yeah.
this new crap.
Right. It's yeah.
And of course,
Yeah.
everybody's got to have a nice replica of Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Oh my god.
Okay, I thought I had collectibles.
That's
here.
what I.
Speaking of Ninja Turtles, these are the creme de la creme, and I have all 4 of these. But this is just one.
Those are. Oh my god! I want
those
so
are the
bad.
movies.
These are fucking amazing.
They look like they literally came out of the movie. No
They
joke.
do. They're fucking awesome.
Like
Are
I mean,
they're modeled after
looking
the
at this
first one,
small,
aren't they, Tom?
Yes. Yep.
just looking at the small screen here, like the dimensions of the head.
Like my head. Like, yeah.
Like, I mean, if you look at though, like that's
They're heavy.
exactly how it looked like in the movie.
Yeah, and they've got different hands and stuff.
I'm gonna need your address and
yeah.
when you go on vacation.
Just say it. If
These
anybody
actually
wants
just came out again. You can get these again now. They're the same price they were before. So
yeah,
I'd get
like,
'em.
yeah, they're, and you don't find them often. I
They've
think
got Shredder now.
Oh, is it
Oh,
the,
really?
the movie one?
Yeah, just looks just like the one on my shirt here. Yep.
Can we see it?
I don't have that one yet. I don't have Shredder
Oh.
yet. I've got to get it. But it
And you
looks
can
just like
find
this
them
one.
where?
And I guess they're working on Splinter. Amazon had them last I knew. But otherwise, usually they come straight from NECA.
Yep.
Toys.
Oh, so they're not Hot Toys then? Okay, cool.
Kind of like, yeah.
Hot
I,
Toys.
think I found those. I saw them last year. It was some like pop
Now
up
these
shop.
are Trick or Treat Studios. There's the Gizmo.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's like
Are you
original,
sure
right?
that's
Yeah.
Gizmo or is that Baby Yoda?
No, that was Gizmo. Here's Baby Yoda. all grown up.
Yeah. I truly believe
so
that's what Baby
proud right
Yoda's going to turn into.
Ryan would be so proud right now.
Yes, yes.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda.
Oh, wait, is that legitimately a puppet?
Yes.
His mind is like, oh my god, I can't believe.
Okay, Tom's officially way cooler than all of you. Sorry, guys.
God, get me one of those.
This was official ages ago. Tom has been cooler than all of us.
I'm a big kid. I'm a big fucking kid.
Hey,
I'm a
right up my alley,
I
man.
think many of us
Hey,
are.
Words really quick.
Yes.
I gotta
yes.
bounce out of here. I want
Okay.
to
I will
congratulate
see
you on
later,
100.
Chris.
Thank you, man. And we're almost to 200.
Well, then I'll congratulate you on 200 when you get there.
Thank you, sir.
if I congratulate you now, it'll be like bad news.
Ooh, yeah, no.
Then you gotta
no.
have Karate Kid
All right,
too.
all right. So you're leaving then?
Yes, I am. But thank you for having me on. I appreciate it very much.
Yep, very proud of you. Later. He's laughing.
You're so mean to Chris.
He's like, peace out.
Hey,
Oh, wait, there he is.
there he is. All right.
You
Yeah,
think I
whatever.
care?
Yeah, whatever. Love you, buddy.
I've got tons more toys
Someone
here.
took Jay's advice
And then, of course, we always got to have a Batman.
Oh, which
We
one
gotta
is that?
have
Oh, yeah.
This
yeah.
is the 89.
That's the special.
Yep.
Yeah, with the black box and everything. That's dope. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some. I've almost had the entire collection of Dark Crystal pop figures, like all of them.
Those are hard to come by. Those are getting more expensive. Those are actually worth a lot now.
Yeah, the
Oh,
original. I've got the
Crystal,
Chase variant of Kira and Fizzgig, and then I was like randomly I stopped at Target and was like I just want to see what they got in the little collection section back. Went back there, they had like an exclusive Dark Crystal, which I got it up here. It's the Wanderer and the Heretic from the new stuff, the Netflix show, which I thought was really great. I don't know what you guys thought of it. If you
I haven't got a chance to see it. Yeah.
Can we just stop here and marvel for just a moment, though, at the level of like how infectious and overwhelmingly involved in the merch we all are, right?
Oh.
Like we legitimately.
Oh, that's what all my money goes for. That's why my rent never gets paid. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dude, I'm the worst at saving money.
Isn't working well.
That's how you know though when someone is legitimately a fan of something is when they own the merch, when they have the stuff, when they buy the stuff, is because they're invested in these properties and in these things. And so we're sitting here like comparing our merch and stuff to each other because it's something we're legitimate, because we're actual fans of this stuff. And yet they come out with crap all the time talking about how we're all Russian trolls and Russian.
Oh, I know. I bought the right behind me the Batman the Animated Series Batmobile.
You have that, yes.
And the expensive Batman, like if he was in his package, he would have been like $100 and some odd, but it came together. And it was gently used, and I got it on eBay for like $30.
Is that the original or like the re-ones they did? Because I think they
it was made in '93.
Okay, yeah, so it's one of the original prints of the toy. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's legit.
The new figures look awesome, but I'm a purist when I collect. I want to collect the original.
Here's my thing, man. With collectibles, I'm really bad at saving money, so I buy collectibles. So at some point in my life, if I need to, I can sell this stuff.
Yeah,
this is my retirement here, basically.
But I mean, the Batman the Animated Series modern reproductions look fantastic.
They do, and I think they did like the Man Bat figure, which was like one of my favorite all time action figures when I was a kid. I mean, just how cool it looked. I really like the articulation.
They have it in the original line too on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, correct me if I'm wrong, but that Batman fits in there in that Batmobile. Yes. Okay.
He sure does.
I remember what it was like when I was a kid. One of my favorite gifts was, and I liked the Batman movies, like the live action early Batman movies. Now I understand they have their issues. I get it, but being a part of my childhood, it's what's this? Justice League. I got so much stuff. It took me so long to get this stuff up.
Sean, I made that.
You made that? That's legit.
I love the DC stuff.
Yeah,
by the way,
Starbucks was giving away some free mugs for one day, and this is a plastic, but I hated the design on it, so I
love that. I need that.
But yeah, so
it's one of a kind.
Yeah, it is one of a kind. So now that we know that you make this stuff, Mads, we're gonna have to.
I'm always doing a lot of
new world
creative stuff. Like I picked up one of those fuzzy Tribble pom-pom things from the dollar store, and I made it into a Chewbacca pom.
Nice.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
I got this though because even though it's Justice League of America, it's very reminiscent of the Super Friends that I grew up with in the 80s.
I would have got another one.
It's
Mikey Me. That's another one I made up.
Oh, cool.
That's super cute.
Man, you're very talented.
Thank you.
Just so you know, I can give you my address if you want to send me anything like that.
Yeah, I can give you my address.
and I will put it right back here on the display, so everybody.
Because I've got more of those cards.
Oh, look at that! Now that's cool. That's cool. Oh, okay.
I did a water bottle with Batgirl on it for my daughter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at you. She loves it, I bet.
She does.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so Sean, something you might be able to relate to is like one of my favorite toys opening up for Christmas morning was the which Batmobile it was? It was the one that like had all the lights on it, like the blue lights like shining through. I can't remember which one that was. Was that Batman and Robin or Batman Forever?
That may have been Batman Forever because I think the Batman and Robin was it had some red stuff on.
You're right. Yeah. So that and then again, I understand those movies got their issues, but that toy was amazing, and I think they've always been able to fit Batman action figures in the cars and stuff. That's like kind of been a selling point for them.
It was now. It wasn't until the new Batman Adventures that was the sequel to Batman the Animated Series, where they redesigned the Batmobile, where you could actually fit Batman and Robin in the car at the same time.
Shout out to Final Death Star real quick. Sorry, I love that Castle Grayskull, Sean. Yeah, everybody you get so many compliments on that.
That's what started the whole toy thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, speaking of when we were kids, this is I've got all 4 of these, but I wish I had these when I was kids. Like the Ghostbusters that actually look like the Ghostbusters.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you got crap like we never would have had in a million years, like Freddie Mercury, for fuck's sake.
Oh, okay, Mary, you had to bring Tom onto the stream.
And Michael Jackson.
Show everybody how cool his collection is.
Whoa, Tom, where are you getting these things, man? I need these.
Fucking everywhere. This one is hard to find now. After the movie came out, this one went up. This one's real easy to find on eBay. You can find this on eBay pretty easy.
Okay.
And it'd be the Smooth Criminal.
What'd you think of that movie, by the way, Tom?
Which one? The
Bohemian Rhapsody?
It was all right. I mean, I know a bunch of it's bullshit.
They messed with the timeline quite a bit.
Yeah, that was but other than that, it was well, for the most part, stuff that was in there did kind of happen, but not in that order. But
that ending sequence where he's getting ready to go on to do that performance and stuff, that was probably my favorite part of that.
That was the biggest crock of crap there was, because when he did Live Aid, he wasn't even diagnosed with AIDS.
Yeah, he didn't know yet.
Right,
but I understand why they did that for the movie, because like I said, when we first heard about the movie, they're like, oh, he's going to die midway through, in the last half of the movie was supposed to be about the band,
deal with the fall
going on without him for the whatever years. I'm like, what the fuck are they thinking? I'm like, this movie.
Adam Lambert.
Yeah, I was like, this movie needs to end at Live Aid, is exactly what I said. They said that's your pinnacle moment, and then you just have that flash, where he's on screen frozen like this, and then you just have the thing on screen that says Freddie Mercury died of AIDS in 1992 or whatever, and blah 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 blah, and you just leave that. You didn't even have to get into the AIDS.
Yeah,
they didn't even have to.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. Of course,
I've got these, but I've got George Carlin and the Grim Reaper one too. Those are
dude. I need to come over and play.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I can't take. I want to take this shit out of the box a lot of the time.
That's the toughest part, man. That's the toughest part. I've got some DC stuff.
I wish I hadn't opened this now.
Yeah.
And well, you know what? Since lost kind of some of his value, if you want to send it over to my place, I'll take it. I'll give you Castle Grayskull for it.
Yeah, I've got kicking around here somewhere bones from the original series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was stoked to find that.
That's awesome, man.
Like the Force.
I've got an original He-Man and Battle Cat there, Sean.
Was it like the one of the Migos you mean, or like the Playmates
ones? Hand, Chillback.
So the He-Man stuff, I ended up coming across some of my uncle's little action figures. I have help me out, and you can help me out, Sean. The snake.
Snake Mountain?
No, the snake guy, his head, the action figure.
King Hiss.
Yes, I have that action figure.
Nice.
King Hiss, yeah.
And there
was a whole snake line. There was him. There was who was the other ones? Because the thing come apart, and then underneath it was like 3 serpents. And then there was
I was gonna say Serpentor, but that's G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I can't remember, but there was 3 or 4 of the snake ones when they came out. Those were some of the last Masters of the Universe. Then I got a lot of crap like this, just weird odds and ends dolls that shouldn't even exist. Married with Children and
do you have any Jim in the Hologram?
That's awesome.
Yeah. What's that?
Do you have any Jim in the Holograms?
No.
Then you're not truly outrageous.
I'm not that outrageous.
No. Okay with that.
So does a Al Bundy action figure come with a copy of Biggins?
And is his hand in his pants?
No, that's my only complaint, is that there is no copy of Biggins. You can't put his hand in his pants, which you would think should be a feature.
Right.
And they don't have the dog. How hard was it just to throw in a dog? I mean, you just find a dog that looks like Buck.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a million of them out there, and you just throw it in there. You know what I mean?
So yeah, real quick, and then if we're showing stuff off, this is something I'm pretty proud of here.
Ooh, there you go.
So this is first printing, signed by Jason Aaron, CGI the whole bit.
Wow.
Pretty proud of that one. I haven't really been keeping up with that. It's they're at issue 60 now, or maybe 75. I can't remember, but I fell off a little while ago. But I'm pretty proud of this.
How much has that one increased so far at all?
I'm not a hundo on that one, but when I got it, it was said it was valued at $200.
Wow.
Being first printing. They did like 10 printings of this Marvel issue 1 Star Wars.
I went on a little bit of a shopping spree today.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Star Wars. Good.
Nice.
Some books.
Nice. If we're showing stuff off,
yes, show us.
This is issue number 1 from the Flash from 1990. With John Wesley Shipp, and I got to sign it.
Nice.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
If I ever come over to your place, don't be surprised if that goes missing. Just saying.
Yeah. Mary Mayhem, what kind of collectibles you rocking over there?
So a lot of my stuff is actually in storage.
She's got a Chewbacca mask.
Do ya?
My big claim to Star Wars fandom is I do have a signed autograph of Mark Hamill.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yes, so that was expensive as hell. I got that signed about 2 or 3 years ago. It was right after. Yeah, it was right after Carrie Fisher died. And I realized that I couldn't put this off anymore, right? That this was one of those things that they weren't going to last forever. And that I could never get Princess Leia, but that I could still get my Luke. And so I went to and drummed up about $400. And he called me sweetheart.
Now you sent out for it, or you actually went to see him at like a convention?
I went to meet him at a
cool.
YCC, and of course, it was a very long line, and got in. I think I waited.
Well, at least he talked to you. Shatner didn't say a fucking word to me.
I talked to Shatner too. I actually got Shatner's signature.
He didn't talk to me at all, but they had music. They had okay, here's the stupid thing about that is when they had him at the Star Trek convention, they had the bigger stars right next to the main stage, so you couldn't fucking talk to him. You couldn't do nothing. You couldn't hear nothing.
Oh yeah, they did have them down there. Well, they weren't at the main stages. They were down there. I was like on the second bottom, like how the Javits Center is. With
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, they did have some of the other people in the other part, but that was fine. You could talk to them, but like the big stars were all at the convention, so you couldn't interact with them at all.
Yeah, we had a good time. Well, Shatner was actually pretty fun to me. Because we got the signature for my dad, because he's an OG Star Wars fan, right? So we go to get it signed for my dad for Christmas a few years back, and he was like, "So who is this being made out to?" And my brother was like, "Oh, you sign it to Alan," and he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he said it, and from or love Captain Kirk, and he goes, "Oh, that's me." And he was just very jovial and fun, and he laughed and chuckled. And so it wasn't a very long interaction. We only talked to him for like maybe a minute, but it was just he seemed very fun, and so I liked him a lot. And then of course. I almost called him Luke. And then, of course, Mark was very all smiles.
Anything with Darth Maul is okay by me, Shellback. No, that's awesome, Mary. That's super cool. I remember.
Sweetheart, really.
What's that?
Sweetheart. Somebody's buzzing really
loud.
loud.
Somebody is buzzing. I don't know who that is.
Again, that's probably me. My mic is like hypersensitive. But I've got like a few minutes anyway.
Okay.
Before I have to boogie.
Yeah, well,
I just wanted to say that I wish I had stuff as cool as you guys. I do have a signed poster of Captain Kirk from Chris Golden Reed, which my sister got for me back when I was like 9 months pregnant, about to pop out the kid. She went up and she told him what a big fan I was and all of that. So yeah, it's got on there, my name, push.
That's awesome.
I freaked out when she brought it.
I remember, so I like to go to conventions a lot. And the first time I ever went to a convention, I was listening to WGN 720 in Chicago. It's like a talk radio, and that's kind of where I got into like wanting to do like podcasts and YouTube was talk radio. But they were doing it was a Wizard World Comic-Con giveaway. And I'll enter. Fine, I entered. I get the phone call. I won 4 tickets. I also got VIP tickets to Star Trek Next Generation panel, which was hosted by William Shatner. So I got to see this great panel, and it was on a Sunday. So it had been the weekend. They were all kind of winding down. William Shatner came on stage drunk. He was wasted, and then I think Patrick Stewart was like totally stoned out of his mind. coming out on the stage. It was just, but it made for a really interesting panel, and the panelists were really like, they were very open about everything. You know, it was just a really cool panel, and a friend of mine who was with me, who had gone to a lot of different panels, had said that like this was such a unique panel. It was really cool to be a part of. It was just a different formula. It was just a really cool experience. So that was kind of my experience with the Star Trek guys.
Oh, yeah. Panels are always fun. Especially when you catch them in the right mood, right?
Yep.
When you catch them in the right mood and they're like, I've been to so many panels at this point, it's ridiculous. But the one that stands out the most in my mind, and it's probably not even anything you guys have ever even heard of, but it's a show called Ruby. It's like an American anime, and I love the Rooster Teeth Company. They're fantastic people. So they were premiering the first episode of the season, or the volume. And so they got out of their chairs to watch it with us and went and sat down on the floor and watch the show with us. It was freaking wonderful. Like that sort of connected, like it feels so out of ordinary. You feel really connected with them for that moment. And so it's really cool whenever they do the out of ordinary. It's not just the panel. It's not just the Q&A, right? Like whenever something bizarre happens, something out of the ordinary happens, you feel like you're really connected to them for that moment. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Right.
I love Ruby. Actually, they have one of my favorite voice actresses on the show now.
Samantha Ireland. So which one?
Drawing a blank on her name, but she also does the voice for Ladybug in Miraculous Ladybug Cat and More. I follow her on Twitter. She's absolutely a
Which character does she voice?
I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. I'm kind of embarrassed about that.
Oh,
I also I follow her on Twitter as well, but she also does the voice for Marinette in Ladybug and Cat and More.
Okay, like some of the main ones that'll come to your mind are like Lindsay. Lindsay does the voice of Ruby, or Barbara does the voice of Yang, or like Samantha Ireland does the voice of Nora. Like
I think she's new this season.
She's what?
I think she's a new character or something this season.
From this season,
I remember her seeing it. I remember her saying posting it not that long ago.
Oh,
she was going to be on.
All right. Yeah. No, the whole Rooster Teeth Company is amazing. Like I've had so much fun acting with them. Like I've still got videos where they will just like sing Camp in the middle of the Rooster Teeth booth. It's so much fun.
Thank you, Justin Proper. Gotta bounce. Good stream. Have a great day, everyone. Congrats, or it's onwards to 200. Thank you, Justin Proper. That's awesome.
It's got the banana in the tailpipe.
Oh, it's just so cool to have all these people coming through. It's been a consistent stream. We'll probably wrap it up here in a little bit, 15, 20 minutes or so. I'm
gonna bounce soon anyway, but yeah. So Sean, you're a He-Man fan, of course.
Of course.
Are you a Freddy Krueger fan too?
Yes. Unless we're talking about the reboot.
Have we seen these yet?
No.
These are like all the horror characters as Masters of the Universe characters. They've got Freddy, they've got Jason, they've got all of them. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love those mashups that they do, these action figures where they're taking like, wrestling guys with like superheroes, or, I think I saw it was wrestlers dressed up as the Ghostbusters, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's just so interesting. You got a huge collection there, Tom.
Oh, this ain't shit.
Yeah.
I know everybody needs to go over to Tom's house.
No, this ain't shit.
A great big live stream.
I've got like the whole Coming to America one. I showed that one. I got like Weird Al and a bunch of other ones, but like I've got the whole Beverly Hills Cop ones too. Those are good ones.
Nice. One of my favorite pop figures is the Wayne's World. It's Wayne and Garth in the Blackhawks jerseys and stuff.
Oh, I don't have the ones in the Blackhawks jersey. I just have the regular one.
Oh yeah, no, it's the scene where they're playing hockey out in the street.
So I'm doing a Christmas stream.
I love that as sorry, I have to interject. I love that particular scene, especially as a Canadian, because that whole moment of car
game off,
game on.
Yeah,
that was such a thing. Every Canadian kid did that growing up. So I love that they added that in.
Yeah,
Mike Myers actually grew up around here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a Scarborough boy.
Yeah, no, that was great. And then she rides by on the bike, and she's like, "Hi, Wayne!" Smashed right into the car.
Well,
like,
they also
Wayne,
take a maple syrup break.
Oh, Wayne, if you're not careful, you'll lose me. I lost you 2 months ago. Are you mental? Just I love that movie.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My
Oh.
favorite part also is like when he's like, "It's real weird. That's Wayne's basement, but it's not Wayne's basement."
They're in the control tower because that's what we'd be doing pretty much.
Nuprin, little, yellow.
Different.
We
me,
will not
it's-
bow
it's
to
the-
this.
For me, it's that whole one with Garth and the Foxy Lady sequence.
Yeah.
And I'll be completely honest. Every time I see 19K Fox pop in the chat, that's all I'm hearing in the back of my head. Foxy.
Yes.
What I love is in the second one when he's with Kim Basinger.
Oh yeah.
I like them teeny and toasty. Take
The
me,
second
Garth.
one was good.
Where? It's cold and you don't have a jacket.
Pretty one.
Oh,
Matt, you swoon like I swoon when 19 Fox comes into the room. Is that what I'm hearing here?
yes.
Did you know that Dana Carvey? Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Mary.
No, I was gonna say 19K Fox makes every woman like swoon and every man question his sexuality. Like that man is pretty. That man is so pretty.
You heard it here. He's pretty.
Which one?
19K Fox.
Yeah, where's he at? How come he's
I
not
would
here?
like to argue that
Is in that
yeah,
sequence of people that I consider, finding them attractive, not a question of sexuality, just a concept of common sense.
Yeah. Like
Megan
interesting.
Fox.
All right, so
there's a lot of guys I could list off that fall under that. I mean, Jason Momoa. There's another great example.
I love that you said that because my point was going to be here. Jason Momoa, and I'm just going to say this as a straight man, Jason Momoa is probably one of the sexiest guys in the entire world. And I am totally comfortable saying that. I find that man very attractive.
Dude, I would reject my
hashtag no homo.
for that man.
What would you do?
I would reject my buy card for that man. If I could just be his forever and ever, I would no longer, I would look at no one, right? Like I would look at no one else. You could tie me to the bed and I would never leave. I would never leave. Just
But
bring
see,
me.
Mary, Jason Momoa is man enough to not make you repeal your buy card. He'd be
Why
like,
the hell would I care anymore? I'm happy. I chained me down.
Mary, I'm glad we see eye to eye on this.
Speaking of eyes, did anybody ever notice that he has a lazy eye?
He does have a I think he had some kind of injury. I think some pretty bad injury when he was younger.
At his eyes.
What's that? What did you say?
Once I noticed it, I could not stop noticing it.
Well,
It was
stop
like,
telling me
yeah.
shit, Palm. I don't care.
Oh, he's still sexy. You see that body? Good lord.
Yeah, he knows how to control it. for
Oh
the
my
most part.
god.
And I'm sure if there's a take where it's real bad, he's like, "Let me do it again," and the director's like, "No problem, Matt."
Yeah. I mean, and really,
you made $1 billion. We'll do as many takes as you want.
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. He's such a legit guy too. Sorry, Mads. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mads. Go.
Sure.
No, go.
No, that whole scene where he's sitting on Wonder Woman's lasso and he's just doing the whole
Great.
I thought that was pretty good. That was a pretty clever part of that flick there.
Speaking of Justice League, next week I'm doing a live stream. I don't have any guests for it as of yet, but
You got me. Anything DC, dude.
okay, cool. I'm gonna rip apart the Snyder Cut. I'm just gonna rip apart.
Brian left the chat. I can't take any more Snyder Cut talk.
I know. This is why I have to rip it apart because people, Zack Snyder keeps fueling the fire by releasing these photos and stuff. And I'm like, guys, everything in the canisters that he was showing, it's raw footage. It does not exist. Warner Brothers is not going to put millions of dollars into finishing the film when it does not help the future.
Yeah, Sean's.
I'm out.
All right, take care,
all right.
Mads.
Later, Mads.
Yeah, I don't think Sean's wrong. I think part of the thing is he keeps feeling this, and it's like, okay, I think he only got about maybe 90% of the movie shot at most, his version anyway, before Joss Whedon got brought in. And I'm trying to remember at what point Joss Whedon got brought in for rewrites. So from the very beginning, this thing has been compromised.
Well, I think didn't his daughter have some issues? She died, didn't she?
Yeah, she died 6 months prior to him leaving. They used that as an excuse to fire his ass.
Okay, gotcha.
Is really what it was. And that's why I do feel for the guy. I'm like, they could just let him finish his movie. But really, I don't think people realize that there's probably not a complete movie there.
No, the CGI is not going to be
Well,
done.
not just that. I mean, just in general, even without the CGI, all of that, I don't think he has all the scenes to complete his movie.
Allegedly,
Can I ask
he
a
shot
question?
5 hours.
Tom, can I ask a question? And this may be a stupid question.
No,
Because I'm not thoroughly invested in this, but why would he keep pushing to release the Snyder Cut if there isn't a Snyder Cut to release?
well, there's a version you could release. It's not going to be what everybody thinks it is, and then he'll get vindication and money out of it. That's why.
He keeps pushing for it because
Yeah.
he wants his name to be in the spotlight. And if Warner Brothers does release it, they're going to do probably release on HBO Max. And
And it's going to be some cobbled together version that just has a bunch of deleted scenes. It's not going to be a real Snyder Cut.
But I want to focus on the future of the DCEU because I mean, even if they release the Snyder Cut, and they put the money in to make it look like perfect, it's not going to change the past. It's not going to change what happened in Justice League. We need to focus.
Why do the stars keep coming out and supporting it then?
Everybody but Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was like, nah, I'm focusing on the future. Superman, basically he alluded to Superman did not have justice done for the character,
Right.
So, and how Gal Gadot, the fact that she retweeted it, I was really shocked because I mean, she's on like her trajectory with Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84. You wouldn't think she would want the Snyder Cut to be released because some of the script leaks in that showed her like she needed Batman to save her. It's like, oh, help me, Batman. No, that's not Wonder Woman.
Well, I think part of the reason they're doing this whole thing now is I think you're right. I think they're prepping a version of it for HBO Max. But again, I keep reiterating to people, it's not going to be what everybody thinks it's going to be.
Yeah, I can see that, Tom.
It's going to be some cobbled, some slapped together extended cut, basically, of all the scenes that didn't make it in this version. And they might take out some of the other stuff that doesn't make sense with the
like
other
just
version.
putting stuff in there just to make people happy to see this character that they were looking forward to. Or this
It's going to piss people off because unless you have DC fans like myself that just want to see the franchise move on, and then you have Snyder fans. The Snyder fans want everything that Joss Whedon shot removed and replaced with Zack Snyder's original vision, and that's just not going to happen.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. There's not enough of the other version that exists. It's going to be worse than the Donner cut. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that here, but the Richard Donner version of Superman 2 is like 80% of what he wanted it to be. Because he didn't get to finish the movie. And he had to use whatever he could of the Richard Lester version to finish it. And that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a cobbled together version that Zack Snyder will sign off on. So they'll call it the Zack Snyder version. They'll boast a big deal about it on HBO Max, and that's where they'll slap it on there probably.
They're not going to release it in theaters.
No. It's just going to be a quick little thing, and that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be what everybody thinks it is, so everybody's going to be like, oh, well, this ain't what I was expecting. Because it's going to be pretty much the same damn movie, just with more scenes.
There was somebody on YouTube. I've been scraping together some sound bites for the intro to my stream that I'm going to do to tear apart the Snyder Cut. He's like, I guarantee you, if you release the Snyder Cut, it's going to make way more money in the theater than the Joss Whedon version did. I'm like,
potentially, yeah.
You're not.
I think just if you're looking at it like from like other than like we'll use the Joker and like the more recent DC stuff that's been pretty successful, everything up leading to that, like, do you think people are going to want to see that in a theater? No.
Why do you want to go back when DC's on an upswing right now? Why do you want to go back to that? I mean, Snyder is a great director, visually. If they would have had somebody write the script, that would have been different. But
besides Terrio and fucking Goyer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing is, I mean, I don't dislike Zack Snyder. He's a great visionary director, but again, I agree with you. He's not a great writer. The reason that Dawn of the Dead worked was because of James Gunn and all the other people who worked on the script.
Yeah.
I mean, and same thing with Watchmen. He had very strong material to work from. The strong visual material at that too to work from. So it was kind of predestined for him. Same thing with 300. I could argue that too.
Look how bad the CGI looked on Steppenwolf in the finished version. So just apply that to any CGI that may have been done on the actual Snyder cut.
I don't think there was, but yeah.
I don't think there was.
What they'll do is, they'll just slap it all together. They'll let it recolor time it, because I heard the same thing that somebody else reported, and we did a small video about it. Basically, for the longest time, if you called Warner Brothers and requested the Snyder cut, they would tell you that they would pass that on to the whatever department and just shut you down. So there's it doesn't go any farther than that. Basically, they told them to tell whoever it is that's calling whatever they need to hear to shut them up.
And Jason Momoa gave an interview regarding the Snyder cut, and the interviewer was like, well, the film's not done. There's plenty of CGI that needs to be done. And Jason Momoa said something to the extent of you don't think Zack Snyder could finish that himself? No, he couldn't finish that himself. He doesn't.
Not without money.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And who's going to want to put eggs in that basket?
You would have to have DC and Warner Brothers permission to do anything with Justice League at this point.
Yeah, and I think with the stuff that they're doing now, they're trying to move away from that stuff. Whether they keep Henry Cavill as Superman or whatever,
which they need to. If they don't do that, I'm gonna go break Hollywood.
Yeah, it seems like they're really trying to move away from that stuff. So why, it's like opening up an old wound. Like, why would you do that? Now, to agree, do you guys think the end credit scene was the best part of that movie with Justice League, the original, like the main cut? Where
was that the race between Flash and Superman?
I think that's the closest we got to a Superman. Yeah. In those last few scenes,
was it? I think wasn't the end credit scene where Deathstroke shows up. There's an end credit scene, and I think that was in Justice League, where it was Justice League. Deathstroke shows up at Lex Luthor's on one of his boats or something like that, and then they have a conversation.
That's right.
Shouldn't we have a league of our own?
What?
What does that mean?
Have a league of our own is what he said.
Yeah. I think it's time that we form a league of our own.
Yeah,
or whatever.
They were alluding to the Legion of Doom.
Yep.
But I mean, props to I know Justice League was a hot mess, but props to the rewrites that Joss Whedon did, because he actually gave Henry Cavill a script that actually seemed like Superman. Towards the end, he was. I could see him trying to channel, the Christopher Reeve Superman towards the end.
And it's almost like they brought a little bit of that, like the Injustice stuff in there, like with the like almost going bad kind of thing.
When he was tracking the Flash, man, when he was in speed, and I saw him like turn his head, and he was I was like, oh my god!
And you saw Flash's face. He's just like, wait.
Yeah, Flash was like, you can see me.
Yeah, no, that was a clever sequence. I like the way they shot that. Here's the thing. I'm a DC fanboy, so even if it sucks, I'm gonna be like, it wasn't that bad. I got to see Batman do his thing. I got to see Superman do his thing. I'm a simpleton that way. I can find enjoyment in bad movies, but I will admit if they are bad for sure. I'm
looking forward to Wonder Woman 84.
Oh yeah,
and Black Adam.
Yeah, thanks for having me on that trailer watch last week. That was a lot of fun, man. That was awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And to talk about that and the Black Widow movie and all these movies that are coming out. We have some really great movies coming out, and now I think DC has stepped up to where Marvel's caliber. And I'm not saying everything Marvel does is great, but that big movie caliber, they're slowly working their way up to it, and I'm really excited to see what DC does with their movies going forward.
Well, Marvel's movie slate is pretty blank right now, so now it's time for DC to just like go in and
right. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Disney focusing a lot on this like Disney Plus stuff, making the content for that with the shows and all that?
I think the biggest thing they have coming out in the theater is the Doctor Strange movie, and then Thor: Love and Thunder.
No, they got Black Widow next spring.
Yeah.
But I mean, I believe that Wonder Woman is going to obliterate Black Widow at the box office.
I think
Wonder Woman doesn't even come out till later, doesn't it?
It comes out the month after.
Yeah. It has the possibility of doing that.
No, it's going to make 1.5 easily.
It could. See,
I don't know,
Black
people-
Widow's kind of a wild card.
Yeah.
It could do Ant-Man numbers, or it could come out and do like Captain Marvel numbers. It could go both ways.
You got to think too, like with the Marvel fatigue, I'm sure people are experiencing with Spider-Man Far From Home being like the last in phase 3. That's interesting. Who's going to win this movie battle when they come out? I think DC has a good chance of beating Black Widow, although people have been waiting for a long time for a solo Black Widow, and that might just be enough to turn the numbers.
But the thing is, though, she's dead. She's dead
to a point. Yes, there is that aspect of it, but then again, people might be wondering if they're going to show something that will go beyond Endgame, because they kind of set it up for Gamora to come back. And
Yeah.
I have this theory along with other people, because it does match up with some of the shit in the comics, that anybody who died in the Soul Stone is not technically dead.
I agree.
So she still could be alive. Same thing with Gamora, because they're already hinting that that's what Guardians 3 is going to be about, is that Star-Lord wants to go find the original Gamora, his Gamora, whatever, because the new Gamora doesn't like him.
Right.
But even if Black Widow makes Captain Marvel numbers, Wonder Woman, if Wonder Woman makes like
Wonder Woman has to be good. I mean, it did surprise everybody the first time out, but there was a lot of people who did agree that third act completely fell apart.
It did, but
And-
Patty Jenkins has had less involvement from the studio heads.
Right, but here's the other thing though. They displayed Wonder Woman prominently in Justice League, and that came out how many months after Wonder Woman, and she wasn't even enough to save that movie.
No, because it was Patty Jenkins. If Patty Jenkins would have been involved, in Justice League, I think they would have showcased Wonder Woman completely different. That was Snyder.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying they tried to use her to bank on.
Yeah,
it didn't
they
work.
did.
And this movie will do well. Don't get me wrong. And the trailer did great. I mean, everybody's reacting to the trailer, but from what I heard of the test screenings and what the trailer's kind of showing is, I don't know how well it's going to actually play with an audience. I'm wondering if it gets kind of a bad rep, the second weekend's not going to do well.
Right. I think a huge part of that was like with the Joker, like people weren't sure how that was going to go. And then you noticed that movie tracked numbers like a month. Like it was still making tons of money the month after it came out. So, and they see this, like, you're right. Like, I think people are going to be hesitant that first weekend, and you might not see those numbers you're thinking. But if it's good and the information gets out, I think you're going to see the same thing that happened with the Joker, which is like, yeah, you're going to get that initial push, and it's okay, but you're going to see it continuously make money over the weeks.
I don't know if you're going to have as much hesitant box office goers with Wonder Woman 84.
No, I think I would predict about 120, 140 easy.
Only because
weekend.
the first film was like such a shot
Surprise,
there, in a dismal time, and it made like in the upper 800 mil, for the box office. So that's why I say that it has a built-in fan base. People know Wonder Woman 1 is good, so I do believe it's easily going to cross $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's possible for both these movies to do that. It is interesting that they decided to do it like a month apart. Being that close, but hey, maybe if people are like, oh, the one did good, maybe this one's gonna, I don't know, man. It is kind of strange that they added them a month apart.
We all win, man.
Yeah.
I hope the movie's good. I hope they fix whatever issues they had with it going forward. And I mean, the trailer seems somewhat promising. I don't think Wonder Woman will fail in any way, but again, like I said, it'll open big. But it'll all depend on if the movie's actually good. And if they didn't fix some of the problems it had, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be just like, what the fuck?
I believe in Patty Jenkins, man. And I think Patty Jenkins needs to get a hold of, if Wonder Woman, this is my theory. If Wonder Woman 84, grosses $1 billion, I think Warner Brothers are going to come to her and say, okay, take your pick. She's done great things with Wonder Woman, but her favorite superhero of all time is Superman. And if Patty Jenkins can get a hold of Henry Cavill and a Superman movie, man, we're off to the races.
I have a feeling JJ wants to do Superman.
Perp Minded says Wonder Woman 84 was supposed to.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just saying, Purple Minded says Wonder Woman 84 was supposed to come out last month.
Pushed.
Okay.
And that's where I was saying it's had some reshoots. It didn't test well. There's a big magic element to the movie that I think is kind of
this cheetah. I think that has,
well, it's the Maxwell. What's his face? The bad
Maxwell
guy.
Lord, yeah.
Lord, yeah. He's got this whole like you make a wish with him. It's like a wish with the devil kind of thing.
I think that's how Steve Trevor comes back.
Exactly. That's exactly how he comes back, and it's kind of if anybody wants to hear don't want to hear spoilers, close your ears. But he's he's inside of another person, and she's the only one who can see him.
Wow.
I don't know if they took that out. I think that was one of the aspects that was not playing well, was people weren't understanding or grasping that, so they could have cut that out altogether, because he does technically kind of die again at the end.
Okay.
So it's like you ever seen Heaven Can Wait or Down to Earth?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of a thing where his soul is put in another man's body.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I mean, I'm okay with like magic being in the DC universe because Zatanna.
it is a part of it,
but it's not. They don't focus on that. Like, it's not a huge part of it.
I just wonder if it's going to take a lot of people kind of off and put them off, because they're not like, this isn't like the first movie, because the first movie was just despite the fact that she was the son of a god or daughter of a god, she still was kind of grounded to where you start getting to a lot of the magical elements in the DC universe. It starts getting really kind of goofy, but they tried that with the Marvel, and they worked it in there with Doctor Strange. So maybe this will work. I hope so. I hope they do it right.
You and me both, my friend.
But
Patty Jenkins actually said Wonder Woman's been in the can for at least like 8 or 9 months, and she's wanted to release it a long time. They just had to find the right spot for it. So it's ready to roll out. But to your point, Tom, I don't think J.J. Abrams is going to be the director of any of the DC movies. I think he's going to be the overseer, like a Kevin Feige, and he's going to just dole out to people like Patty Jenkins.
That's very possible, but I don't know if you remember, he did write a Superman script before.
He did, but I think
horrible.
I don't care. I know they paid him $500 million, for his services. But if Patty Jenkins grosses over $1 billion for Wonder Woman, I think she is going to have.
Oh yeah, it's a plausibility. It just depends on what JJ wants to do, because he's the bigger fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard more rumors that he's kind of concentrating more on Green Lantern, so he might be distracted with that.
Do Green Lantern. I would love to see a great Green Lantern.
Then you don't want JJ to touch it. I've come to a point where I've realized, I used to be one of those guys who's like, JJ should make a Star Wars movie.
We saw what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I've gotten to this point where he's a hack. Yeah, he's not.
But JJ he copies and pastes, and so if he would at least go to the source of the comic books and lift the stories directly from the pages, it probably wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to like to follow any kind of mythos. Like, that's his thing. It's like, if he can mess with something or change something, and he will, for some reason.
He's got to throw his artistic expression on it.
I'm gonna apologize. I do have to scooch.
Well, real quick, we're gonna get ready. I mean, if you got to leave now, that's fine. But I'm getting ready to end the stream. So
cool.
I can wait for that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to talk a little bit about like what inspires us to do this YouTube thing. I'm glad we got to talk a little bit about some DC stuff. That's big. I love DC, huge DC guy. Thank you so much for all the people that have swung through. Chris Knight, Drunk 3PO, Mads Mama Bear, Maura Thomas, all you guys. Thank you guys so much. Real quick, if you guys want to go through, just kind of tell you who you are, tell where we can find you. Let's do that real quick. Sean, starting with you, go ahead.
Sure, I'm Sean Stackhouse. You can find me at Sean Stackhouse Reacts on YouTube, at Sean Stackhouse on Twitter. Very much a pop culture, heavy on comic book movie type things, retro things, music. So I do a lot of live streaming now. So head on over, man. I'm on the road to 1,800 subs.
Nice.
So I would really appreciate your sub.
Absolutely. And next, Tom, why don't you shout out your channel, man?
You mean you've never heard of Midnight's Edge? Well, pull up an ice block and I'll tell you. It's a crazy place where we tear things apart. Everybody hates us because we hate everything, according to them. No, check out all these other people. Don't worry about Midnight's Edge.
Shellback, what do you got to say? Okay.
Dad.
He's sleeping.
Shellback made me dress and drag.
Yeah, I did. Nah, it's hard out there for a pimp,
You got your pimp stick.
Yeah.
We love you, Shellback.
No, man, I just finished up my third quarter of college, so I don't know, maybe I'll
Good job.
do a little bit of content or something.
I thought he was about to say weed.
You better invite me, Shellback.
It's like
Yeah,
I just did
no,
up my last third quarter of weed, and I still only got one left. I'm not looking good.
I'm
Not
not
at all.
allowed.
All right,
Not
cool.
allowed,
I just
man.
gotta pick it.
All right. Well, when you are, let me know. The best for last, the crazy, the awesome, the amazing, the wonderful Mary Mayhem.
Oh, what the hell? No pressure. Oh, hi, guys. I am Mary B. I am the mistress of mayhem, disruptor of the narrative, and official Whammon card holder. You can find me over my channel, Mary Mayhem, where I talk about newsy news stuff in the week. And then on the weekends, like it is right now, we do a little fun. Sometimes we do shenanigans. Well, usually we do shenanigans on Friday night. And then usually about every other weekend, although lately it's been a little harder than that, we do karaoke. Tonight is a very special karaoke. We're having a very karaoke Christmas.
I will be there.
Yes, at 9 o'clock. So here in about 2.5 hours, we are going to be going live and singing Christmas songs for you guys.
Nice. Guys, go check that out.
It's gonna be a fucking blast.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for being in this board meeting, for hanging out, guys, for celebrating 100 subs with me. Without you guys, I don't have that. So I am you, you are me, we are us. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Tom, thank you so much for hanging out, dude. You're awesome. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys. Let's keep trucking on to 200. Almost there. I love all you guys. If anybody has anything bad to say about the Phantom Menace, you're wrong. This is a wonderful community of people who love each other, support each other, lift each other up. If I wanted more subs, all I have to do is ask, and these guys will make it happen. That's the kind of love that these people pour out. I don't even care about the subs as long as you guys continue to be a part of my life and keep making content, because we are true. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. I love all of you guys, and we will catch you on the other side. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.